Hi guys, welcome back to Tara Makes Up. Today I thought I would do kind of my in-flight beauty essentials and just general pieces that I travel with when I do anything from kind of like a 4-hour flight onwards. So this is my kind of usual long haul flight. And basically I've definitely managed to get a lot better at kind of packing things down smaller now. I feel like the past few years I used to take like a massive carry-on bag and then I'd always be kind of rummaging around to find what I needed, and I never used half the stuff I brought with me anyway. So hopefully there's a couple kind of travel tips in here as well, plus a couple of in-flight beauty tips. So I'm running a really cool competition as well with the lovely people at World Duty Free, because we actually did some videos which were kind of like in-flight beauty ideas, makeup looks, and there's 3 looks that will all be going up today on my channel as well. And you can go and vote for your favourite by hashtagging Jetset Beauty in the comments box of your favourite one over on World Duty Free's channel. So I'll put all the links in the description box below anyway, but you can actually win all the makeup featured in your favourite look. So make sure you check down for details below on that how to win, and go check out the other 3 looks as well after this video. So the first thing when I travel that I've changed now is I actually use a rucksack. Now this took quite a lot for me to be able to kind of shrink down to a rucksack. However, I feel like I found the perfect one, and it's not crazy expensive. The quality's great. It's by Matt and Nat. Some of you may have heard of this brand. It's faux leather, so it's kind of like branded as like vegan leather, which basically means it's not leather. However, the print on it really looks like real leather, and the quality is amazing. Like, I just think the zip quality is really cute. It's got these lovely kind of square detail. It's got a really nice pocket on the front as well, which also has a zipper along the front, so you've got quick access there. There's a pocket inside as well, and also the straps on this are great. The straps are really beautiful. It's super comfy to wear, and it actually fits things like my laptop in really easily for work. I can even fit kind of my brush rolls in here if I'm kind of carrying my suitcase and my suitcase is over full. But this has become, I think I've used this about 4 times now in flight this year, and I'm just obsessed. I love it. And I think it surprised me as well actually how easy it was to edit down on what I was taking with me for kind of my in-flight essentials, because other than the obvious things like your passport, your cards, your keys, etc., actually, most of the time you're going to watch films, you might sleep a bit, you're going to eat some food, and to be honest, I try and make flying non-work related as much as possible. So I try and write notes, or if I come up with ideas for videos, I like to use that time creatively instead. So the first thing I bring with me for entertainment, so I usually like downloading things like TV shows like Gossip Girl or something fun and easy to watch if I'm not fussed about watching a film, is my iPad. So I have a little one of my pictures there from my work. So my iPad is the first thing I bring with me, and I keep that protected in this little kind of leather folio I got from Burberry, which is from one of the Burberry outlet stores in London. Next thing that is essential for a long haul flight is noise cancelling headphones. These ones fold up really easy and neatly. They're from Sony. So these were quite inexpensive. I don't know if they still make the same ones, but again, they're really good for traveling. They've got a long cord, which is really good. I also find as well the headphones they give you on a plane aren't actually that comfy, so it's actually worth bringing your own, and obviously you can get kind of the noise cancelling feature. And these ones are pretty inexpensive and they're pretty good. I feel like they do the job. So anyone who's been watching my channel for a while now will know I'm an organisation freak, and I'm a Filofax person, and I recently got for my 30th birthday this gorgeous Louis Vuitton Monogram GM Agenda, which I love so much. I really had been eyeing this up for ages on Instagram, and I was like, do you know what? I love Filofax, I always use them, so maybe it's time for me to have a special one. And I just love planning as well, and I'll keep like kind of little special cards in here. And when you're flying, it's quite nice to have something to write down. I feel like that whole thing of being in one place is often when I get quite inspired and I've actually got time to think and kind of jot down ideas. So I like having something to write, and although it's quite big, like I said, generally I'll take my iPad or something like that small, so that my bag, that's probably the heaviest thing in my bag, and everything else is really light. But I love it. I like being able to write down things, even make little drawings and doodles, and I like knowing I've got a pen with me as well. And the little pen I have is this little zebra one, which is really cute, and that was from Paperchase. So in-flight beauty essentials. Now, I'm someone on long haul flight in particular that I don't really wear a lot of makeup. I generally don't wear makeup to fly in, and if I'm, say for example, if I kind of have a night flight for like Los Angeles and I get in and it's lunchtime, I'll just put like minimum makeup on. So I generally have no makeup on the flights. But the things that I do take with me, so the first thing I take is the Skyn Iceland Hydra Cool Firming Eye Gels. Again, you guys will have heard me bang on about these before because they're amazing. They just feel really nice and like a nice treat as well, especially on a long haul flight. I'll probably put these on maybe 2 hours before I land. I feel like they'll just help me kind of wake up, get back into the same time frame as the country I'm in. And that's another good thing as well, is from once you're on the flight, is to set your clock or your watch or your phone to the time of the country that you're about to go to, because that just helps you start getting into kind of the time of where you're going rather than where you've just come from. Now, if there's one thing I always top up without fail at the airport, because they always have great offers at World Duty Free, is Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream. So I can't travel without a tube of this. I just feel it's kind of like my safety net. So my lips get really, really dry when I'm flying. I usually even keep it kind of on the side, just under the little TV bit, so I can just keep reapplying. I will use this on kind of dry patches, even like my finger beds, like the knuckles, things like that, and like around the nails. I'll sometimes just work a bit of that in when I'm flying, just because I've got the time and I'll remember to do it. But yeah, I always pick this up when I'm at the airport, either on the plane, because sometimes you get the little miniature sets, which are really good, or often you can buy a set that has like the full price, the full size one, sorry, that usually comes with like little freebies or extras for the same price as one singular piece. So that's always really good, and I always get that. And yeah, I think that's been with me probably on every flight I've ever been with. So the next item is something I actually picked up last time I was in LA, and I was really glad I brought these to use on the flight on the way back. And it was actually a Monica Blunder recommendation, these were. And I found them in Sephora. It is the Kogendo, the Cleansing Spa Water Thermal Wipes. And these are just, Cleansing Spa Water Wipes. These are lovely. If you like things like micellar water or very, very gentle things, something like this is amazing, just because they are literally what they say. They just kind of feel like water on your skin. There's no weird residue, no kind of crazy smell, and they're just really good for kind of freshening up in flight. I mean, I wouldn't normally recommend wipes, but I think when you're traveling, you know, to get cotton pads and all that out, it's quite messy. So these are really good. And also just kind of wash your hands, keep yourself feeling clean. Sometimes, you know, I'll take these to loo and just do a little bit of freshen up on my décolleté, just so I feel a little bit fresher as well before I land. And these are really, really gentle. They've just got natural herbal essences, they're oil free, and just really super lovely. So I've got to pick up those next time I go. So you guys know I love moisturizer. I will literally douse the stuff on my face when I'm on a flight. So again, especially if I have no makeup on, I do the Spa Cleansing Water Wipes. And then I usually just put quite a lot of moisturizer on, and even if it's like 6 hours into the flight, I'll put some more on. So the one I've been using at the minute, and I used the last time I flew, squeezy tube, really good size. It's by Caudalie, and it's the Vinosource Moisture Recovery Cream. And I've got the one for dry skin because I will just go that little bit richer when I'm flying. However, they do one for kind of oily skin as well. They do a more mattifying one. This just smells really fresh and lovely. It feels clean. It's, like I said, it's thick, but without feeling thick, if that makes sense. So I can feel the moisture there, but it doesn't kind of like sit too much on the surface. So that was what I used last time, and I think that's going to come with me again. I really like that. Now, I always think perfume is a bit of a difficult one when you're on a plane, because to kind of spray anything that has a smell near someone always feels a little bit unfair, especially if they don't like the smell. So I made sure that I picked up last time I went to Sephora one of the Elizabeth and James roll-ons. I think these are so good when you're flying, and just for holidays generally, because you don't have to worry about them breaking. And this is the Nirvana white scent, which I'd always heard other beauty bloggers kind of bang on about, and it is so nice. I think this is one of my new favourite smells, actually. I'm kind of generally through and through a Jo Malone person, but I absolutely love this. And I think when I go back, I might actually pick up the bigger size as well and get a couple of these. But yeah, this is a nice way just to be able to get a bit of freshness, a bit of scent, and again, just feel like clean and fresh. Now, believe it or not, like I said, if I know I'm kind of getting somewhere and I might have to put the tiniest bit of makeup on, I will usually now only take 3 makeup products with me. This is aside from kind of like the lip balms and the moisturising creams and stuff. The 3 products I take with me, so the first one is concealer, and I've got one of these mini Urban Decay concealers. Again, Sephora miniatures are just great for making like in-flight beauty essentials. So I take the Urban Naked Skin Concealer, and I use that like foundation really. If I've got loads of moisturiser on, I just pop little bits where I need it, just to kind of balance out my skin. Then I just use a cream blusher, and this is the mini Nars multiple stick in the shade Orgasm, which is just lovely, especially if I've got any redness in my skin. It's not like it's not too full on a blush. But this is really, really nice as well because it's quite illuminating. And this was from, I think this was from one of the World Duty Free kits actually. Again, one of those kind of like Nars travel exclusives, which had like a couple of different products with it. But I love that for traveling. And then just a mini mascara. I've got the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Again, just another miniature. So literally, that there is all the makeup I will now take with me, because I know when I get somewhere, if I have to go for a meeting or I'm going straight out from the airport, the likelihood is I'll wait till I get to a hotel room first or something and then properly clean my face, have a shower, and then put makeup on. I think kind of the bare minimum feels much nicer and much fresher. So they're the 3 that I kind of stick to. And then just to give an example, I'll keep one of these kind of like on-the-go fly bags. These are really good from Sephora. I think when you buy 3 miniatures, actually, you get one of these free. So I just keep all my kind of beauty bits in here that I do take with me. So I've got some other makeup in there at the minute, but this is generally what I use to make sure that if anything like the moisturizer were to explode from the air pressure or leak or anything like that. It all stays inside one plastic bag. And that's a really good tip actually when you're traveling, is make sure, even if you just have one of the little plastic bags they give you at the airport, just have something that's sealed, so when you have things like your moisturizer in it, if the lid comes off or anything like that, it's not going to ruin anything else in your in-flight bag. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is my general, what I've kind of narrowed it down to now, my kind of in-flight beauty edit, my in-flight essentials. I did a blog post as well on kind of the extra little bits I take with me, like cameras and stuff like that, and kind of the normal things you would take, so I'll leave that blog post below as well. Make sure you check out the playlist, which I'll put up here, which will be the 3 videos I did for World Duty Free, and go and vote for your favourite look, and you could win the makeup used in that video. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon for more videos. Thanks very much, bye!